Hey, hello, welcome to the channel. Today, today we got a banger, y'all. We got a banger. I do want to get some lighting going on for myself, but neither here or there, man. We're gonna just proceed, man. You see the menorah in the back. But today is Shabbat, man, and we got something very special for you guys. All right, we got a very. It's gonna be a long video, but it's going to be so impactful, so much nuggets inside of it. Stick around, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. So the title of this message, I it was very hard for me to come up with it, but it's essentially what I wanted to bring out today is who people actually or what people. How can I put it? Okay, let me just put it like this. The person you call God thinks that some people on this earth are called dogs. Okay, and today we're gonna figure out who these people are by looking at scriptures. We're gonna look into just everything that scriptures can tell us and just what we know about dogs. Okay. Um, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me go ahead and boom. All right. So here, you obviously are seeing a coyote, and you know, you're seeing a coyote. Pretty much. This what this picture say. And let's get into it, man. There's not much like after I like discover all of these scriptures and put it together, my mind is so like blown away by what I found that y'all it's very hard for me to articulate this across the video. I might do two takes of this video, but very hard. And I'm gonna try to bring it out as straightforward as possible. All right. So let's just look at something real quick. We got here 2 Timothy 4:4, right? And it says, "And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables," right? Fables. They shall be turned unto fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of evangelists, make full proof of thy ministry, right? Fables, fables. So the word fable um comes from the ancient days where people would rally around each other. They will come together and they will sit, and for their sort of entertainment, because they didn't have TV, they didn't have phones, they didn't have YouTube, they didn't have all the good things that we have right now. They would impress each other. They would impress each other with something called fables. And what fables pretty much are, they are life lessons. Listen, they are life lessons that are um, communicated through stories of animals, right? So they will gather together on, let's say, like a Saturday night or even a Friday night, like tonight, and they would the elders, the person who is the eldest person there, who's been alive the longest, they would have these life lessons that they've learned throughout their 80 years of life or however many years that they live, right? And they would tell these fables. They would be like, you know what, I learned about this in life. Okay, I know an animal that lives like this, and so they would fabricate a story. Sometimes they will fabricate it, or sometimes they would have seen or witnessed something that an animal have done, and they would be like, hey, that's just how this person did this. This is just how what happened 2 years ago. Well, what happened to my sister, my brother, or my cousin, or my friend? And they would come up with these stories, and throughout time, these stories are told. They are told, and they become fables throughout time. Grandma always got this story about this duck or this cat or this fox that she wants. So she always got this life lesson that she correlates or bring together in a story of an animal. And these are what fables have become. Some of you guys know of Nazi, Compa Nazi. If you're from the islands, you know about the spider that's called Nazi. At least from my island, they call him Nazi. What he is, pretty much, he is a very smart spider that outwits all of his opponents. He outwits all of his friends, and he pretty much um, fool people or fool other animals into, or tricking other animals into doing what he wants them to do. Right? That's what the fable of the Nazi fable, the spider called Nazi fable, and it's widespread amongst Black people, even here in America. In the U.S., they have their own version of this spider that teaches people lifelong lessons by the way he conducts himself, the way he speaks, the way he tricks other animals into doing what he wants them to do. And these are fables. I just gave you an example of a fable just now. And today we have a fable, and this fable is concerning stray dogs. Stray dogs, not just any dog, not a pet, not a household pet, not a trained dog for service, not a dog that helps the blind people go where they need to go. No, now we're not talking about that. We're talking about dogs that are free to go wherever they want. And we're going to look into some of the characteristics of these dogs. We're going to see who they most likely relate to. And at the end, there's a little nugget I want to tell you guys about something that it's not scary, but it is true. It is prophetic, I guess once would say. I know it's going to happen. I feel it in my bones. News and all these things are leading towards it. And many people, many other Hebrews, many other people are literally talking about it. They're making videos about it. So let's dig straight into it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a script that will. Well, no, let's just see what the script says about dogs. Let's just see. So let's go to Psalm. We're gonna go to Psalm here, and we're gonna be bouncing around quite a bit. So if you have your scripts, if you have your scriptures, pull them out, and you can read them. You could read along with me if you want. Okay. All right. So let's look into it. So it says here, we're in Tehillim 22nd, which is Psalm 22nd, 16 to 20, right? So it says, "For dogs have compassed me." This is David talking, King David talking. He's talking about dogs compassing him, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. So he's relating dogs to the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierce my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. They look and stare upon me. They part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. The daggone dogs. But be not thou far from me, O Yahuwah, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Obviously, here, King Dawid have experienced some stray dogs that are looking to look at what these dogs are doing. These dogs are the assembly of the wicked. So that's one thing, one character that we get about these dogs. They assemble in wickedness, right? They pierce my hands and my feet, so they bite. They pierced. So pierce, bite, same thing, I'd say. They look and stare upon me. They this is weird. They look and they stare upon me. They part my garments among them and cast lots upon my vesture. Right? This is another thing that they do. They like to rip clothes. This is something that dogs do. I've owned a dog before. I've had a pit before. I love dogs, but I love pit bulls, by the way, as a pet. I like pets. I like pets. Stray dogs, free dogs, not anymore, yo. After this teaching, you're not gonna like dogs. All right, so boom, they cast lots upon my vesture, but be not thou far from me, O Yahuwah, O my strength, haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Those dogs got to get up out of here, man. We got to get these dogs out of here, man. These dogs are wild. They wild, man. I don't like dogs. After today, I don't like dogs anymore, man. I just can't get along with dogs. So let's look at Philippians 3:2. I think this would be really, really good. Philippians 3:2. And it says, beware of dogs. Beware of the damn dogs, yo. Get the dogs out your house. Get the dogs out your neighborhood. They be coming knocking at your door. They wild, man. They'll come knock at your door. Get them dogs out. Be aware of dogs. Be aware of evil workers. So that's what dogs are. They're evil workers. Be aware of the concision. Concision. Okay. For we are the circumcision which worship Elohim in the spirit and rejoice in Mashiach Yahusha and have no confidence in the flesh. Right. So be aware of dogs. Be aware of dogs, yo. Don't let dogs come near you. Don't deal with these stray dogs, okay? Don't deal with these stray dogs, yo. This is them right here. This is them right here. These are the dogs that I'm talking about. Stay away. Be aware of these dogs, okay? Be aware. And I'm showing you a coyote because a coyote is a stray dog. A coyote is a canine. For those who don't know what a coyote is a canine, but they are the how can I put it? They are the worst kind of canines that you can find. One of the worst. One of the worst. Foxes almost fell into this canine. As you can see, they look a lot like foxes, but they are not foxes. They are canines. They are dogs. Okay, and these dogs, they live very different than the pets that you have. These dogs live very different than the service dogs that you see walking with the cops, walking with people who are blind. Okay, these dogs are different. They live very abstract life. They live very dirty. Okay, they don't have a house. They are stray dogs. Coyotes are stray dogs. Okay, I know we have stray dogs among the streets, and this is what they end up looking like. They don't look like pets that you want to pet. I mean, they animals. You might pet them anyway if they do a good service or if they're hungry and you feed them. But they look like this. They look like they don't have an owner. They don't have an owner. They don't have somebody who cares for them. Key point. All right, let's look at something else here. Boom. All right, what we got? We got their nature. Let's look at their nature. Let's look at the nature of stray dogs. In this case, coyotes. All right, we have here, let's go into Revelation. Wait a minute. Okay, so 22, okay, and 15. Let's see what it says. Hold on. Chapter 22, verse 15. And it says, for without our dogs, okay, wait a minute. So let's backtrack here. It's talking about I think this is this is John receiving visions and prophecy of the seals, the 7 seals. And it says here, and blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without our dogs, so there will be no dogs inside the gates into the city. There will be no dogs that walk through the gates into the city. And this great city is talking about Zion. It's talking about the New Jerusalem. It's talking about New Jerusalem, right? and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. This is what a dog is. These are what dogs do. The human version of dogs that I'm talking about, right? Because obviously, well, dogs are murderers. They are murderers. They murder and they do love as well. Um, maybe not a lie, but yeah, these are dogs. So the scripture Revelation tells you, gives you a couple characteristics about these dogs, these human dogs that I'm talking about. Okay, so the fable, remember the fable, life lesson, animal. Okay, so this is the life lesson, and this is the animal. The animal is dog, right? The animal is dog, and the animal do these things. They don't do the commandments, right? They won't walk through the gates into the city, right? Because they are sorcerers, warmongers, murderers, idolaters, and they love to make a lie, right? All right, so let's look at what the Most High think about dogs. All right, let's look at this, man. This is crazy. Um, right? No. Let's not go there yet. Let's look at where these dogs live. Let's look at where these dogs live, because there's a couple places where they are currently right now. So we are gonna these things that we're looking at. We're going to pinpoint who these dogs are. We're going to at the end of the this video, you will know who the dogs are, and you will know I'm gonna give you a secret that was shared with me by the Most High. Yeah, the Most High gave me a secret. All right, and I'm gonna try to share it with you, but you have to have an ear to hear it because you might not get it. You might not get it. All right, so let's look at that. First Esdras 4:50. Let's look at what it says. And some of these, like I'm reading them because I put them down, but there's a story before them, obviously. But it says, and that all the country which they hold should be free without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews, which then they held. Right? So this is Ezra here. Sorry, I'm right. Dealing with letters from lieutenants and stuff like that concerning the temple that they're building and coming back from Babylon and whatnot, and dealing with Cyrus and King Cyrus and trying to put everything together here. And he's talking here about people who were like occupying the land before they came back. So they left, it was their land, and then there's people occupying the land. And it says here, and that all the country which they hold should be free without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews, which then they held. So here we find out that Edomites moved in on us. So in the days of King David, we held down Israel. We had it going on. It was the most beautiful place. It was the center of the earth, as the Most High put it. It was a beautiful place. But then, we did wicked things. Our fathers sinned against the Most High. They broke the commandments, and Babylon came and captured them. And this is, I guess, some odd years after that Ezra is now making his way back, right, to with the rights from King Cyrus to come back and build things. And so, the land is there, but what we find out here is that Edomites moved in on the land. And this is another thing that dogs do. Dogs love to move in after their owner, wherever their owner was, or wherever there's warmth, wherever there's activity, they like to be on the cut. But then when there's nobody there, they'll come in there and try to plunder things. This is something that dogs do. So that's why you don't leave food on your barbecue outside after a celebration or anything like that. You don't leave no food around in your yard, because they are going to move in on what belongs to you. They love that. They love to move in and come plunder things. This is what they do. And here we get to find out who the dogs are. The dogs of this earth, of this fable that we're talking about. We even got a nation of people identified here. as to who the dogs are. And the dogs, in a nutshell, are Edomites. When you find out who Edomites are, these are descendants. So they are children of, but they are most likely descendants of Esau, right? And we know this. Everybody knows this. And it's not a new thing. We know already who the Edomites are, right? So there. When we left, they move in, okay, which then they held. This is another situation, but this is what they do. This is a characteristics, and now we have a people who identify to dogs, Edomites. All right, so let's look now at um, who the children are, because we're gonna go into a script that's going to play everything out. It's going to lay everything out for us, and we're going to be able to see what's really going on. All right, so let's go to Matthew 8:12. Let's go to Matthew 8:12. Mateo 8:12. All right. And it says, all right, so this is Yahusha right here speaking to the congregation, speaking to the people. And they just are marveling, and he's giving them um a lot of he's giving them, the weeping and gnashing of teeth and stuff, right? So let's look here. And there's a lot more that he's doing, but we're just aiming at the one script so that we can, put the puzzle, the fable together here. It said here, but the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Children of the kingdom. So wait, this kingdom is coming right now. Right now, this is your reality. This is your truth. You know of God, you know of church, and you know of Christianity, you know of Islam, you know of a whole lot of religion, right? But the kingdom that is coming, they all want to get inside of it. This kingdom that's coming, they all want to be part of it. They all want to get inside of it. They all want to, keep commandments and go to church and be a good person. They all want a piece of it. They all want a piece of the kingdom. But look, there are people who belong to the kingdom. There are people who are children of the kingdom, meaning that they have a father, they have parents, they have caregivers that have that had not given them the kingdom, but the kingdom belonged to them. They are enthroned to the kingdom. They are inheritance, right? They going to inherit this kingdom if they just remain a child, right? Children of the kingdom here shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And I believe here, this channel here at On Top, we believe that the children look like me. They look like me. You know what I mean? They look good looking too. Good looking too, but they look like me. They dark skinned like me. Okay. Maybe a little bit pretty boy. Got a little bit of pretty boy going on. Nice eyes, very nice feature, nice and oily brown, a burnished skin, you know what I mean? Like a burnt bras. You see the burnt bras here? You see it? Burnt bras, right? We are the children of the kingdom, all right? And it's talking about us here that will be cast out. Some of us will be cast out. Those who belong to the kingdom can get cast out. Not me, but they are children, right? And so we're finding out here that there is a dynamic. There's a dynamic here that we have dogs who are Edomites who have already one time already. They have done it twice now. And they will continue to do it if it's up to them. But we've left and they've moved in on our homes. Okay. They don't keep commandments. They are sorcerers. They love to make a lie. Okay. They are adulterers. These are nasty people. They when it comes to King Dawid, they're nibbling on his clothes. They're ripping his clothes, casting lots for his clothes. Okay. They are surrounding him. They are staring him down like they want to do something. They do dirty stuff for no reason. Right? They like to come and nibble on your food. If you leave food out, you forgot, whatever, they come. Now all of a sudden they taking over your yard. right? This is what they do. But children don't do that. Children of the kingdom, they don't operate like that. Now we do have some children that operate like that, like dogs. And these are the children that act like dogs. This is what's going to happen to them. What you're reading right now at 12. The children like that look like me that are acting like dogs, this is what they're going to happen to them. They shall be cast out into outer darkness. They will become the stray dog. So you want to act like a dog? Okay, we're going to treat you like a dog. We're going to cast you out the gates. Okay? We're going to turn you into a stray dog immediately. No pet level, service dog level, blind people service dog level, a canine cop, canine level, none of that. You're going to become a stray dog. Get out the yard, get out the gates, get out the kingdom. Okay? Because you're a child, you're children of the kingdom, but you acting like dogs. You acting like dogs. So you got to get up out of here. Right? All right, let's look at the next thing. Next thing here we have. Okay, so now let's get to the butter of it. All right. So just a little bit of a quick little break here. We see here we have look, y'all want to laugh? Guess what I found online? Y'all gonna watch this with me, man. Y'all gotta watch this right here. I found a stray dog, a coyote that likes to eat watermelon. Isn't this an abomination? This is amazing. Look at this. Look at it. He's enjoying it too. Look. He's digging into it. He's drinking the juice. Hey, we have here in Matthew 8:12, the Yahusha himself, the Most High himself, is saying what will happen to children of the kingdom that are acting like dogs. Oh, that's the Most High. That's the Ruach HaKodesh right there. That's the Ruach HaKodesh. This is what's going to happen to children of the kingdom who act like dogs. You will be cast out into outer darkness. That's what's going to happen to you if you don't listen. You're going to, the Most High will turn you into a stray dog. And when he turns you to a stray dog, this is what's going to happen. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay? There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You know what weeping and gnashing of teeth is? That normally happens when you've made a really big mistake and you now figured out, oh my goodness, I did not know that's what I did. That's what weeping and gnashing of teeth is, because the gnashing of teeth is like, oh my God, it's like you're in a situation where you messed up. There's no turning back, and now you have to stick with the repercussion now. And then the weeping is like you trying to like grasp what you've messed up on, and like it becomes tears because you want to be forgiven, you want to get back right, but there's none of that coming. And so you gnash your teeth and weeping and gnash your teeth and weeping like, oh my God, please forgive me. I don't know what I did. You're going back and forth. That is human beings understanding mistake. That is a very psychological thing, but that is a thing that humans do when they don't understand something of very high reciprocity. I think that's the word, reciprocity. They act like that. They will weep. That's one thing. They will start crying when they're confused. They don't know what they did, and they know there's no turning back, and it's bad from now forward. They'll weep. They'll start crying. And then when they cry, well, they might cry first or they might cry after gnashing of teeth. But the gnashing of teeth is them trying to find something to bite, something to put pressure on for them to understand the pain that they're about to go through. Psychological thing. People do this. People have been put through tests. People have been put through all sorts of excruciating pain so that we can understand their psyche, the way the psyche and the brain works. And people do this. They gnash on their teeth and they will cry when they've made big mistake. When you make a big mistake, you will cry. That's what happens. All right. So let's look at the next thing here. And then there's some stuff that I found that was very good content on Google, nothing too crazy that I found that I just wanted to know. I wanted to know, and this ties exactly into this fable that we got going on here. All right. So what is it that coyotes like to eat? One of the things that coyotes like to eat, they like to eat bread. Okay, that is something that they like to eat. And we're going to find out what the Most High thinks about this. All right. Boom. We're going to go to Matthew 15:26. We're going to go to Matthew 15 and 26. All right. This is when the Most High has visited, I believe, he's visiting somebody or Peter's house or something like that, or um, yeah, the scribes and the Pharisees is like trying to get on his nerves. The elders have gathered together. He called the multitude, boom, and he's like giving a big speech. He's like, I guess, preaching or whatever. He's like, hear and understand not that which goeth in the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man. Right? He's giving these do's and don'ts. Right? He's preaching, and so he's in the house, and there is a Canaanite woman that comes to him, and it's like trying to get a blessing or something like that. She's trying to talk with him, and you know, here, let's just read it. He said, boom, are you also without understanding? And Peter asked the question, then using with hands and depart into the coast of Tyre. Boom. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, Yahuwah, the son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. Right? Boom. But he answered her not a word. Right? He ignored her. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us. She crieth after us. She's acting like a dog, crying after us, weeping, wanting something from us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? Boom. This is who the children are. The children are the lost sheep of the house of Israel, or the children are the house of Israel. But the ones that are that are going to get cast out into outer darkness, they are the ones that are lost sheep of the house of Israel. So the house of Israel, it stands for the people that belong to them, that the Most High is in covenant with. The house of Israel, it literally is the covenant, the people that are in covenant with the Most High. And the lost sheep are those who are no longer under the covenant. They broke the covenant. They are lost. They have become a lost sheep, kind of almost like a lost dog, but they from the house. They are children, so they're considered sheep for now. But they soon going to turn into dogs when that kingdom gets here, right? Boom. So then came she and worshiped him, saying, Yahuwah, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet. Listen. It's not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. It's not correct. It's not fitting. It's not perfect. It's not naturally flowing. It doesn't make sense to take the children's bread and give it and cast it to dogs. Right? And this lady gets attributed to faith. She gets faith. Look, and she said, truth, you're right, Most High. But yet, even dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. So there's a scenario here, right? We learn a little bit about the fable here, but there's a scenario here where there is a master table. There is there's actually two tables. There's a master table, and then there is the table of the enemy, right? This is all in the fable, right? There's two tables, right? The children are at the master's table, and then everybody else is at the enemy's table. The dogs are supposed to go to the enemy's table, but the freaking dog, look, the dog loves the children's bread. This is a pure characteristic of a dog. Dogs love to eat food from the big table, the family table. This is something that they do. The dog would come by the table, especially hanging around the children, because he's probably like he's scared of the father, probably loves the mother, but don't want to bother the mother. But the children, the pet dog is gonna come by the children to play, and what he wants is for some crumbs to fall off the table, for some food to roll off the table, because children are a little bit messy anyway. But these dogs, they love the children's bread. They love hanging around the master's table to collect bread that doesn't belong to them. Okay? And this is part of the fable. This is a key component to this fable. This video is going to go long because this is potent. It's very potent. This right here is why there will be a big World War III. I call it World War IV, but it's actually World War IV. But this world thinks it's World War III. And this picture here, I'm starting to head towards the nugget. This picture here is one big reason as to why there will be a World War III, and why and how the World War III would begin, and also who the punishment is actually for. There's the World War III is punishment for a people. That's what World War III actually biblically is. It's a punishment for a people that the whole world is going to experience just because of these people. Just because of these people, right? And this is going to bring us into the next component of this video. Yeah, so let's talk about who these dogs are, right? If you haven't gotten it yet, these dogs is obviously what the Bible considered Gentiles, right? Wicked Gentiles, to be specifically, and have those animal those animal traits that the Dawid, and that also and also Paul and also John was describing. So the three people in the scripts to look for when it comes to the fable of dogs, this is biblical. I'm not giving you a story, a fable of mine. This is a fable that is actually throughout scripts. You can find pieces of this fable. The three people to look for is King David. He has experience with dogs. Also, Paul, right? Shaul, if you want to call him that, Paul. He also live among. He comes. He's a child from the table, but he lived and grew up amongst dogs. Okay, and then you have also the Apostle John, which saw he had dreams, and he prophetically saw a lot of dogs. It's the best way I could put it. He just had a vision of a whole bunch of dogs and things that are happening to dogs because of how the Most High is intercepting our reality, right? So those are the three: David, Paul, and John, right? Boom. All right, so now let's transition to the next thing here. What we got? I'm literally put this together on the fly here, so bear with me. So let's go to Romans 1. Let's go to Romans 1, 18. Romans 1, 18. What we got here? Romans 1. Romans is up here. Okay, here we go. Boom. Romans 1. And we have verses 18 to 32. I'm going to read a little bit. Um, and this is pretty much Paul talking to the Romans, to the assembly that is in Rome. So it's an assembly of children that belong to the table, right? That is living amongst dogs, right? So boom, 18. For the wrath of Elohim is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteous of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. So this is the key verse right here. We'll read the whole thing and we'll break it down. But this is the key verse right here. For the wrath of Elohim is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Right? So, okay, let's just read it. But this is the key. This is the key part right here. The key part is all ungodliness, unrighteousness of men who hold truth in unrighteousness. People who hold the truth in unrighteousness, right? 18. Because that which may be known of Elohim is manifest in them. For Elohim hath shewed unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead and Elohimhead. So that they are without excuse, right? Because that when they knew Elohim, they glorified him not as Elohim, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Right? So you see here, we're going to 32. Boom. And change the glory of the uncorruptible Elohim into an image made like to corruptible men. This is something that they did. This is I'm talking about dogs here. This is dogs doing this. And to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore Elohim also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of Elohim into a lie, right? And worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. For this cause, Elohim gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the women, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. And even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over, Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness. Here go again: fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy. This gives even more description. Murder, debate. They like to debate. Deceit, malignity, whatever you want to say, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of Elohim, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. This was a mouthful right here. But it's easy, y'all. Let me go and break it down for you guys now. This is the metaphor, and then we'll wrap things up here. Okay. So, yeah. So the dogs, the Edomites, the people that we're talking about here is particularly the Christian church. The assembly of wickedness is the Christian church. These are the Catholics, the Christians, You may even throw Islam on there, since we have proof now that Islam was created by the Catholics to kind of hold down black people a little bit. It was created for a purpose. Let's put it like that. But the Catholic Church and all the religions that fall under it. So this includes Baptist Church, Seventh-day Adventists. Yeah, the Seventh-day Adventists, them too. The Mormons, the Jehovah Witness, all of them, they are all dogs. And what makes them stand out, we're wrapping up here. What makes them this dog here that you see on this screen here with a bread in his mouth, we're going to find out in the scripts as well. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go to 2 Corinthians, right? Keep a look on this picture here. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do this right here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Yeah, this is good right here. Boom. We're going to do this. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians. We're going to go to 5:17. We're going to find out here that the reason why the dogs in this fable is the Christian church, right? And that the story about these dogs is that they love the children's bread is because of this right here. Okay, boom. We're looking for Ezekiel. Sorry. Pardon me. We're looking for Ezekiel. Yes, Kiel. Ezekiel 5:16 here. What we're going to find out is that 5:16. Right. Is that okay, let's just read this and then I'll bring it in. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Right? So what we find out here, Ezekiel, he has his own, his own bakery going on here. He has a bakery situation here. He is I wouldn't say a chef. He bakes. You know what I mean? And the Most High, he had a situation with the Most High already where he was supposed to bake bread with human feces, right? He was supposed to make human feces, throw human feces to create a fire, and then he would place the bread on top to make the bread. And prophetically speaking, this is the Most High told him to prophesy also to the children of Israel. And pretty much what he was saying is that it's a prophecy that when the children of Israel go into captivity, when they go to Babylon, that they would eat defiled bread. That's why, he baked bread under feces, using feces as food. Poop, dung, using dung or whatever. So poop and bread. When we are in captivity, when we go to Babylon, he prophesied that we would eat bread with feces on it. We would eat bread that is baked by feces, right? And so what we have here is the Christian church being exactly that. The black church, okay, the black Christians, is exactly that prophecy that Ezekiel had of us going into captivity and eating a defiled bread. And what you're going to find out here is that the dogs, the coyote, they are the Christian church, And what they like to do is to eat the children's bread. They love this right here. They love to act like this belongs to them. They act like this belongs to them, as if they the only ones that can break the bread. They're the only one that can teach out of this. They like to receive this and live by it. Not, I wouldn't say live by it, but they like to pretend that this is the way they live with this book. This book is the bread that is in his mouth, that's in their mouth. Okay. One of the things that coyotes love to eat, they love bread. They will come steal your bread. They will move in on your yard and they will try to find your bread or any food that's left over, and they will take it. Okay? And this is why Yahushua told them that it's not correct. It doesn't make sense for me to take the bread that belongs to the children and give it to the dogs, bro. This is the fable. The fable is these dogs are coming after they got our bread. This is them right here. This is them right here. It's literally them right here. They got the bread in their mouth. They have the scripture. They have a authority on earth here by way of using this. That's who the Catholics are. That's who the Catholic Church are. They have created an authority based off on the bread. And the way the fable turned complicated is that the children now are sitting or eating defiled bread with the dogs. Okay, this is the climax of this fable. The climax of this fable is that the dogs are hanging out with children of the kingdom who are eating defiled bread by way of the dogs. So the dogs have grabbed the bread. This is them right here. The Christian church, the Catholic Church has grabbed the bread, okay? And they are sharing the bread with the children. They are actually giving the children the bread. When Romans tell us in Romans 9, it tells us that the right to preach, to give, to break the bread, to teach the bread is exclusive to the children. It's only supposed to be done by the children. Only children, only we are supposed to break the bread, this bread. Only we are. Because only we can do it correctly. It's been ordained for us to do it by the Most High. But what has happened? What we are dealing with in the current days right now is that the Catholic and the Christian Church has taken the scriptures. They have placed an authority on themselves based off on the scriptures, and then they run the entire earth, moving how they want to move, dealing how they want to deal. Right? Because they know that the children, when they get captivated, when they are in Babylon, they will eat bread, defiled bread. And the defiled bread is the bread that's been in the mouth of the coyote, which the Most High say is feces, bread baked with feces. Okay? Bread baked. I'm not lying, y'all. I'm not lying. I'm going to Google this in front of you so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, bread baked with feces, scripture. I'm not lying, y'all. This is facts. Look at this. Ezekiel 4:12. We're gonna go look at this. We have to look at this. There's no going around this. Ezekiel 4, and what the scripts I just gave is literally Google going in my phone and changing my scripts. This, just so y'all know, this happened. I have these notes in my phone in a note. I have it secured. You need a pin to put it in. You need a pin to put it in. Let me see if I can. You see the notes there? You see the notes there? Google, go in my phone and change the 5 to a change the 4 to a 5. 512. Let's read what 4:12 says. And thou shalt eat it as a barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of men in their sight. Boom, this is it right here. And Yahuwah said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them, y'all. I'm not joking, y'all. The Most High gave me this. He gave me this. You know, I've been reading scriptures for a very long time, but it isn't until I became a Hebrew Israelite and I started professing it, and I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect, but you know, I am trying to be perfect. I am perfect. Again, let me just put that in. Let me just speak into existence. According to the Most High, according to scripts. May not be perfect. I can't do everything perfect, but according to scripts, if I live to the commandments, perfect. Anyways, and that's going to be another class. But here it is right here. Here it is right here. We will eat, the children of Israel will eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles. They're going to eat it with the Christian church. When we go into captivity, and that's why we know for a fact that we are in captivity. Why? Because we are currently, well, you guys are currently, you Christians, you people who go to church, you Catholic, you Baptist people, you apostolic, you evangelists, you Seventh-day Adventists, you Mormons, you people are eating a defiled bread. I'm currently dining at the master's table with the good bread. Okay, the good bread, you know, the bread without the extra stuff in the middle, you know, no leaven in my bread. You know, I have a choice. I can get leaven or I can get non-leaven. You know what I mean? Depending on how the day is going, depending on the Shabbats are, depending on what we're gonna eat. You know what I mean? If the Most High say this Shabbat we're not eating leaven, put the leaven away. We put the leaven away. We put the leaven away for good too. If we need to, we do it. We put it away. Okay. But this right here is the climax, y'all. And I'm about to give y'all another script that's gonna blow y'all mind. If you don't think this blow your mind, it's blew my mind. Okay. So here, boom. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of men in their sight. And Yahuwah said, even thus shall the children that are going to get cast out, if they keep eating defiled bread, they're going to get cast out into outer darkness. The children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. He drove us here. We came by slave ship. Yeah, they came and took us, but the Most High brought us here as slaves, bro. It's our fault, his doing. Our fault, his doing. Okay? Then I say, Yahuwah Elohim, behold, my soul hath not been polluted this guy ain't got going on here. Boom. Okay, this is all gonna get edited out anyway. Tomorrow. Come on now. All right. Okay, so boom, you got it now. You got it now. That was the climax of the fable. All right, so now let's go. Let's wrap this up here. So the story here, what you're gonna find out is that okay? So we're here talking about World War III. World War III. See, a lot of people is not gonna watch this thing all the way through, and they not gonna get this here secret that the Most High gave me that I'm sharing with you. And that's how the Most High keeps secrets away anyway. If you're not supposed to be here, you're not supposed to be here. Period. If you're not supposed to know this, you're not going to end up watching all of this anyways. So it's a win-win situation. You see how secrets work? When you don't have an ear, you don't have an eye, or you don't want to get into this, you don't find out what's really going on and what's going to happen. You don't get secrets. You get defiled bread. If you don't want to eat the real bread, because the real bread, it hurts. It's kind of weird. It's kind of off. You need a whole paradigm shift that I've been talking about on this channel. A whole paradigm shift. You cannot eat the children's bread from the master table without a new mindset, without a new mind that the scriptures talk about. You need a paradigm shift. Okay, so boom, here we have the Christian church, the Catholic Church, eating our bread, the scripts that belong to our families, that are from our fathers, our forefathers. You have that. That's a no-no. Then you also, what you have is the children of Israel who the bread belongs to. For some reason, we find out that they are now eating defiled bread. That is today. That's right now. They're eating defiled bread, and it's so nasty that it's baked out of what comes out of a man. So not even an animal, from a man. It needs to be baked with that. So you know, yeah, it's from a man, from a pastor, from the Pope. Imagine eating a bread filled with the Pope's poop inside of it. That's what you guys are eating, right? So we have that. So we have dogs, right? We have the Christian church, which is the dogs eating what you call. We have the children, which is the black people, the African Americans, the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the islanders, the Bajans, right? Even we're talking about even those that are in Panama, those who are in Papua New Guinea, black people, our descent, our children, right? They're eating defiled bread. Boom. So we have this happening, and guess what? They happen under the same roof. They are happening under the same roof, and I'm going to prove it to you. White and Black Conference Church get together. We're just gonna bring out some images. Look at this. Look at all these people here. Look. Prime example. Wow, look at this. Wow, look at this. Look at this here. Look, man. And I'm sorry. Like I feel so bad exposing these faces. Look. Look at all this. Look at him. Look. This is why there's a lot of black people who don't respect MLK. They don't respect Martin Luther King Jr. They don't, because he is a leader into the poop bread eating festivities. He's a leader into that. He, in fact, is one of the main people who continue. There's people that have done this before him, but he's one of the biggest ones of us intertwining with each other. So the dogs with our bread and the poop bread with the children. He, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., is one of the biggest contributors to the pollution of our bread, number one, and number two, of us mingling together with the dogs. Martin Luther King, and this is why, for me, I'd put the other one over Martin Luther King. What's his name? Not coming to my mind right now. Malcolm X. I would put Malcolm X. In fact, I put Malcolm X above a lot of other people, obviously under Yahushua. But to me, Malcolm X is actually much better than Martin Luther King, because he actually would put action to his word. Martin Luther King he would refuse to put action to his word. Why? Because he's trying to get with the dogs. Malcolm X would X out the dogs. he want them dogs up out of there. But the thing is, he doesn't care about the bread, which is where he goes wrong, right? But Martin Luther King cares about the bread. He uses the bread with the poop inside of it, and then he feeds it to us, the children, right? And then he acts as if he's one of the dogs, but he's not the dog. He wants to intertwine the children with the dogs while we eat this defiled bread that the dogs is giving to us. Okay. So we got that. Boom. Now this is gonna be crazy. Let me now get to the point, right? And just so you know, you guys, I'm going to open up, donate, guys. Donate to the channel, okay? Also, please subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, okay? Donate, subscribe, donate. And you can donate here. I'm about to close here, and this is the big banger right here. So I had to let you guys know to subscribe to the channel. On top, it's gonna take off. A lot of people gonna be wowed at what the Most High is doing. All right. So subscribe now so you can get all the videos that the Most High want you to receive. All right. And also donate, guys. This helped me to, pay for subscription for all these things that I'm using, all these platforms I'm using to put these videos together for you. And obviously, the more subscriptions I can have, the better quality the videos are going to be. And I can speak about it, but essentially, please, guys, donate. Doesn't have to be much. It can be much. It'll help much if you give much. But if you can give small or medium, it doesn't matter to me. Just as long as I can get the word out, and I'll be happy. And then eventually, you won't need to donate anymore. But if you can donate, please donate. Right. So yeah. So now we're gonna go to the secret. If you are here this long, you should like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe now, even go ahead and start donating as you're gonna get this nugget, this secret here. All right. So now we're gonna go to we can go to either Ezekiel or Job, but we're gonna do Ezekiel 5:16 first, right after I okay, yeah. Another thing too. Okay, yeah. So boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they like to eat bread, right? The next most attractive food is seed, suit, bread, and other foods left out for bread. Boom, bread. We know they like to eat bread. I can X that out. Okay, so the next thing is that how do coyotes live? And coyotes, what they do is, this is just expounding on coyotes. It's like some natural animal loving dog, white guy that wrote a little bit about coyotes. And it says they like to live in dens. Dens may consist of a hollowed out tree stump, rock outcrop, or existing burrow made by raccoons, skunks, and other medium-sized carnivores. Coyotes will also build dens from scratch by digging a hole. So coyotes, especially the pregnant coyotes, they like to live in the earth. They like to put a hole in the earth, in a tree, somewhere where they can hide from the surroundings while they eat, while they live, while they sleep, while it's daytime for us, because they come out at night, right? So during daytime, they are in these holes. That's where they go at. When the sun comes out, they go in holes, right? So, and they will dig these holes by themselves. They will put these holes together by themselves. Oh, that's the Ruach HaKodesh. All right, so boom. And they usually prefer some protective cover at the den, whatever. Put trees and whatever in front of bushes or whatever. But they live in holes. Coyotes live in holes. All right. So let's go see what Ezekiel 5:16 has to say. No, maybe I'm tripping on Ezekiel 5:16. Yeah. So boom, this is the nugget. This is the secret. This is the secret. If you're here this long, you deserve this secret. All right. So boom. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt. No, 16. All right. When oh no, we could read it, you could judgment the and okay. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, let's go. When I shall execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahuwah, have spoken it. And look, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, in which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Okay, so this is the conclusion of this fable. This fable, I'm catching goosebumps right now, yo. This fable is about the dogs that have taken our bread, right? Dogs that have taken our bread, and then also out of our disobedience, we are now in captivity eating defiled bread. And while Martin Luther King is trying to bring us together, wow, Martin Luther King Jr., wow, amazing. So while he's bringing us together, the Most High is saying here that the judgment that is coming, that he's going to execute, this judgment that he's going to execute, he's going to do it in fury, in furious, and he's going to do it. Yeah, let me see it. Boom, execute judgment in anger in us. So what it's saying here is that the reason why these evil arrows of famine are coming, and in case you didn't know, evil arrows of famine, um, the Hebrew Israelites have have called it to be the strikes of the nukes, the nuclear warheads. These are evil arrows. Okay, this is the secret that the Most High has given me. That these evil arrows of famine are these nuclear nukes that are able to damage the earth so bad that wherever they hit, you won't be able to grow crops anymore. You won't be able to eat. Therefore, it's a evil arrows of famine. You see how the Most High hides prophecies in the scripture? Do you see this? I know many Hebrew Israelites that believe something along the same line, but they use this very different. They don't use this as part of the way the Most High has given it to me, as part of the fable about the dogs and the children, and how the dogs have stolen our bread from our table, from the master's table, right? And then that we in captivity, the children are eating defiled bread. And because we're doing so, the Most High, so World War III will happen because black people are sitting their asses up in churches that they don't belong to be in, eating defiled bread from their pastors. That's why World War III will happen. World War III will happen while these black people are sitting up in these churches, bro. While they sitting they behinds all up in these churches amongst these white people. Okay? So the World War III is not happening because Russia don't like Biden, or Iran is not liking Israel, or China is having issues with America. That's not the reason. All this other stuff, that's all smokes and mirrors, bro. It's not what it really is happening. What is happening is that what is going to happen, the prophecy is this. I'm gonna put this out in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, that the nuclear heads will come. The war will come. Why? Because of black people being in a place they shouldn't be. That's why. It will happen because black people are eating a defiled bread under a roof that they shouldn't be in. Because the thing is that black people they're not dogs. Number one, black people are not dogs, and they're not stray dogs. Even though people say we're lost, that we need to go back to Africa, that we're not from America, that we don't have a culture, a culture, a nation. We're not a nation. We're not the ones that are lost according to the Most High. The people who are lost according to the Most High are the Edomites, the white people, the Catholics, the people who are currently in Israel. Okay? And the thing about stray dogs is they don't have a house. They don't have a gate. They don't have a yard to go inside of. Okay. So that's what makes them stray dogs, is they don't have a caregiver. We have a caregiver. Okay. They don't have a house, a house, a house. We have a house. Our house is called the house of David. That's what our house is. Our house, it's not actually not called it now, it's the house of David, but it's the house of Israel, as you saw. And is Israel is the name that Jacob received. So our house is the house of Jacob, really. That's who our house is. And guess what? And guess what? The Jacob, okay, had a son named Judah. And then when he gave Judah his inheritance, he said that Judah is like a wolf, right? I'll find the scripts right now. Judah is as a wolf, scripture. Okay, boom. Oh, Benjamin is as a ravenous wolf. Sorry, Benjamin, not Judah, right? But Benjamin is black people still, right? And what's interesting about that is that, yeah, where is that? Okay. Well, what's interesting about that is that the way you get rid of coyotes is when you have pee from a wolf sprayed in your yard. They don't like wolves. They're scared of wolves. So that's how you get rid of them. But back to the main point. The main point is that the war, this last big war, is going to happen because in Revelation, it talks about the woman who have the cup with the blood of the saints that's lit, that's sitting on top of the beast, and how the beast will come after this woman and kill this woman and devour this woman. And it says how the Most High has placed this deed, this doing inside of these kings, which is the beast, to devour her, to do his will. So this church is this woman that's sitting on top of the beast, that's telling the beast where to go and do what to do, this Catholic church. And so while these black people are sitting up in these churches, here, these black people who have no business being in these buildings, they have no business getting fed the word, the scriptures by white people. They don't have no rights being there. It's a house of confusion. Let me put it like that. Because they are all up in there, it's why the Most High is going to he's going to execute his judgment. And the judgment is evil arrows of famine that will come for their destruction. The destruction is not for white people, bro. World War III will be executed by white people or by the other nations, but the world war is not for the other nations. The world war is because of disobedience from our people, from black people not wanting to listen. That's why the war is going to happen. Okay. And I have proof here. Ezekiel 5:16, bro. 15 and 16. Okay. Okay. Look how it clearly, the Most High, it's clearly drawing it out here, bro. Look what he says. Moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee in the sight of all that pass by. This is why they call us niggas. That's why they treat us like niggas. That's why they mess with us. They break our things. They take light of our work at the job. They don't care about black people. They treat us like trash, okay? Like a reproach. That's why they do these things, bro. It's because it's said, it's prophesied to be so. The Most High have put us so because of our disobedience. Okay. And as we eat this defiled bread, he's going to execute judgment on us, bro, because we're not supposed to be eating bread with poop. Bread with poop in it. Okay. From men. We're not supposed to take. In other words, the Most High is telling us that we're not supposed to listen to scripture from white man's bullshit. That's what the Most High is telling you. I'm turning it into a human version of what he's saying. I don't want to change scripture, but the Most High thinks that when the white man shares scriptures with us, that it's pure bullshit. That's what the Most High thinks, bro. And so, because we are remaining to eat this bullshit from this white man that tells us what to do, how to forgive, when to forgive, and he don't take accountability, because we're sitting in their pews, because we're doing this, he said he will execute the judgment in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahuwah, have spoken it. Bro, this is the first time. Maybe there's a couple other times. Oh, yeah, he said it right here too. I, Yahuwah, have spoken it in my zeal. So he's serious about this, bro. He's going to execute it. And the way he's going to do it is he shall send upon the evil, upon them. So upon us, not me, y'all black people that's watching this, that's going to church Sunday morning. I got a church right next door here to my building. Today they watching movies, so they breaking Shabbat, watching movie outside, so that everybody can come in. And then come Sunday, they're gonna continue breaking commandments even more. They're gonna have Shabbat on Sunday and not on Saturday. So they're gonna watch a movie tonight, and then Sunday they're gonna act a fool up in that building, right? While I'm sitting over here reading that the evil arrows of famine are about to fall upon us. And I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread. The Most High is going to demolish these churches, bro. He's going to tear their asses apart. And I don't mean to be cursing. Let me take that back. I'm going to clean that up. But the Most High will send these arrows by way of these churches just to punish us black people who don't want to listen. Okay? So I will send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, Yahuwah, have spoken it. Okay? So that is the nugget. Okay? That is the fable. Okay? The fable, the lesson to be learned here is to get your behind up out of those church pews. Don't go into no church building. Okay? Stop going. You have the proof right here. I'm giving y'all the proof. Bread, dogs, children with bread, cast out the kingdom, evil arrows of famine, bread, evil arrows of famine, evil arrows, World War IV, World War III, whatever you want to call it, okay? Because of you black people, okay? All right, and let me see if I have something, a last thing here. And we could do Job 5:9. Let's do Job 5:9, because why not? Yeah, you can see it. It's there. It's big enough. You can see it. I ain't got to blow it up. Job 5. I think this is going to blow y'all. It's going to blow y'all mind, I think, because I put this last. This means something. And let's see what it says. This is the book of Job. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem. Oh, this is for me. This is for the Hebrew Israelites. This is for the people who are going back to the law, statutes, and commandments as best as possible as they can. Okay, they're not going up in these churches. They're not eating pig. They're not eating swine. Okay, they are not having Shabbat on Sunday. They're having Shabbat on Friday to Saturday. Some people all day Saturday. Some people sundown to sundown. Okay, this is for us. Okay, he shall deliver us in 6 troubles. In 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Right? Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shall not sin. We're going to 22, so we passed it a little bit. But this let you know. This let you know. This is for those who are not eating defiled bread. This is what's gonna happen. We ain't gotta worry about the famine. We ain't gotta worry about the swords coming our way. We ain't gotta worry about um, death. Okay, we ain't gotta worry about nothing. We're gonna laugh at the destruction of famine. We're gonna be like, we living good, keeping Shabbat, keeping the commandments, law, statutes, and commandments, and calling him by his only name, Yahuwah Zavaot, okay? Not some false name, Jesus, none of that stuff. Defiled bread name, none of that stuff. All right. So with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for watching this. You got the word. You got a little bit of maybe even a little bit of comedy in there. But shalom, y'all. Be good. All right. And yeah, the title. Who you say God things are the dogs of the world. Do you know? Comment below. Comment, guys. Comment. Let me know what you think who the dogs are. Let me know what you think about the scripts. The scripts, okay? And then last but not least, subscribe now. Click the like button, okay? And then also donate, y'all. Donate. All right. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna say thank you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. All right. Peace.